Alright, go ahead and start the live stream. I don't know exact delay between me pressing buttons and the live stream actually starting, so there might been a brief moment of silence. But hello everyone, hello, I see a lot of people in chat saying hi. So yeah, the plan for today's stream is going to be pretty open. Honestly, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. From the title of the stream and the picture is going to be one thing that I will be trying to do this stream, which is going to be grinding for gems and bosses, just using that standard strategy. But I may end up switching over to unboxing for classified or grinding anonymous bosses or doing a whole lot of other stuff that you can do in Go Similar, just because there's a lot of different ways to grind. May end up doing random NPCs. It's just really up to what I feel like, to be honest. So yeah, hello again everyone in chat. I see Raz, Dulkin, Brad, hello, New Brandom, hello. Will I do account maxing? I'm kind of already maxed on my account right now. I have all my perks. I do need to grab a few more like NPCs, so I may grab like Fern on this stream. I think the main thing that we'll start off with is grabbing some bosses from around here. Actually, we'll grab the race first, but grabbing some of the mini bosses like the Dino King, and then grabbing other bosses. Get a bit more Ecto tokens for gems. Right now, I'm not in a public server. Right now, I'm in a public server. Wow. Because I am planning on doing some bosses during this stream. Because every boss I do gives me about 11 million gems or so, which pretty much means I need to do about 100 bosses per 1 billion gems, which is a very good rate for gems. It would be better if I could get some better pets like Cosmic Wings, but for now it's going to be a pretty good rate. Yeah, honestly, when it comes to lore in Ghost Simulator, a lot of the lore isn't like super deep, and it's pretty easy to find. The problem is when they had like super secret stuff and then no one finds it, which is just kind of funny, because it happens quite frequently. Should you stop doing rebirths until the remnant zone's finished, or are you fine to do some more rebirths? Really depends on how long it takes you to do a rebirth, and then get back maxed down. The remnant world won't be finished for another 3 to 4 months easy. So it might be worth it to just go rebirth like a few times before then. The thing is, if it takes you like 2 weeks to get back from a rebirth, it might be worthwhile for you to just go ahead and work on some other stuff like getting better pets or other stuff on your current life instead of rebirthing again. But if it only takes you like a week or less to rebirth, you might as well go ahead and get some rebirths going. Just because it's going to be a while before we get anything super noticeable from it. Yeah, that'd be my advice. Go ahead. Oh, boss is gone here. Go ahead and rebirth if it takes you like less than a week, and if it takes you longer than a week, you might want to consider just grinding for other stuff instead of getting rebirths. Okay, it looks like we don't have a boss chilling anywhere, which is kind of unfortunate. Do you guys want me to do Fern, or do you guys kind of want me to server hop for some bosses? Actually, we can't really server hop right now, can we? Alright, we'll go ahead and do Fern, I guess. I don't think Fern requires too many ghosts, so we are fine staying in a public server for this. I think our main quests are find quests, item quests, and boss quests, if I remember correctly. Yeah, doing final boss can be really annoying. I know, especially if you're laggy, it can be bad. May want to practice, if you are struggling with it on rebirths, you may want to practice it just like once you have a few perks on a rebirth, just so you can get slightly better at it before you rebirth or something. But again, like there's a lot of different stuff that you can do for figuring out, and yeah, just practice it a bit, I guess. All right, we're going to go work on Ghost Hunter Fern's quest until we finish it, I guess. Is donating available? I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and do Fern's Quest. This is one of the things I like to do every rebirth, and I would recommend you guys to actually do this every rebirth. It isn't actually required for a rebirth, unlike stuff like Yoko and Agent Blaze, but Fern gives you a total of 33 crate keys in her quest line. It only takes about an hour to do for her whole quest, so you're pretty much getting a lot of free crate keys just from a little bit of work, which is much better than any other rates we have in Ghost Simulator currently. So really, if you guys have the option to, I'd recommend doing Fern on every single rebirth. As I said, she only takes about an hour to do, and her reward is pretty insane if you ask me. Yeah, I know she isn't required, so a lot of people just skip her, but coming back to her later once you like finish your rebirth and you're ready to rebirth again, and just to do her like is perfectly fine. You don't need to do her like while you're doing Yoko or while you're in Ghost World. You can just kind of come back to her later. Wow, okay. Yeah, Shelly takes forever, and the thing is, even with a Game Pass, she doesn't speed up too much, just because most of her quest is actually doing rare ghosts or vacuuming ghosts in general, which is not sped up by any Game Pass really. So you literally just have to grind through her quest if you want to do her. I can't really recommend you doing her, especially if you're just planning on rebirthing. But if you have like good pets and you're actually able to grind for like currencies, it is sometimes worthwhile if you have your account maxed and you don't want to rebirth for like another, if you don't want to rebirth for quite a bit of time, you can go ahead and do Shelly. But like for most people, it's really just not worth it to even worry about doing Shelly at all. Like the only reason I've ever done right now is because I do have enough good pets to make use out of having an additional pet slot and grind for some currencies. But really there's no reason to have more pets, because the main thing that you like, the vacuum stat for pets is pretty much useless, so having more pets doesn't really help with that. And then the sell stat is really only useful if you're grinding for currencies to get gems, which honestly gems in quantities lower than like 1 billion gems is pretty much worthless to new players, or to any player really. So it's not worthwhile unless you can actually get like 1 billion gems pretty easily from grinding currencies. Yeah, there's a lot of useless gum in this game. It's super easy to grind gum, and honestly, I think it's fine to have that much useless gum. Like if you look at my inventory, I have a few thousand of some gums that I'm just never going to use. I probably have like 10,000. No, okay, we have 5,000 glitchy back gum and 6,000 glitchy zoom gum, which isn't actually too bad. I know there's probably players out there with 100,000 gums, just because I don't really grind gum too much compared to like other players. But yeah, you can definitely have quite a bit of additional gum that just gets useless. Yeah, gem drops are pretty much useless, guys, from Ghosts. I know 2k sounds like a lot, but when the most expensive pet crate is 550k, and you need to open that like 250 times for a godly, yeah, that's and the godly's even useless. Like you really need to get a classified for any crate to really be useful. So a few thousand crates, 550,000 per, you aren't getting anywhere close to that with just drops from Ghosts. Like even if you use a rift gum with your gem drops from Ghosts, you aren't getting anywhere close. Really the only way to get enough gems to get a classified from some of those more expensive crates is to go for a rift gum and like 3,000 anonymous loot bags, and use the rift gum and then use an auto clicker to open as many loot bags as possible just to get a few billion gems. But yeah, it is possible once you get good pets and a good amount of rebirths to grind for those through currencies, but it's not super easy to get set up for that either. Yeah, playing in public servers is actually really annoying if you want to grind Ghost Simulator. Like, people end up taking your ghosts, or you have to fight over people for stuff. Like, really the only... Like, public servers are fine for bosses and stuff, which is one way that people are going to be grinding a lot now in the future. But, like, grinding for ghosts, or grinding quests, or grinding gum, you really need a private server for it. Fortunately for Ghost Simulator, if you join someone else's private server, you don't actually take up like capacity in them once you switch out of main hub. So if you can literally borrow your friend's private server or just someone random's private server, and they won't really ever hurt from it. So if you can, try to just ask someone for one of theirs for free or something that you can use. But yeah. What's my loot gum return rate? I don't know. I don't really calculate that. All I know is I make profit, and I've been making profit pretty much every time I grinded, including when I grinded using loot gum without any game passes in just the last area of Ghost Simulator, so before the buff to item. So it shouldn't be too hard for most people to make profit when grinding loot gum in Ghost Simulator. At least I think I was making profit when I was just grinding the Bloxblade HQ without any game passes. I'm fairly sure I was. So yeah. Oh, it's so weird having two. I looked at my backpack, guys, and I'm like, oh, I almost have my backpack full. I'll have to sell. And then I realized I don't have a 2 billion capacity. I have a 2.5 billion. It's just weird having this bigger backpack. I'm so used to the old 1 billion or 2 billion from the best backpack here, or the one in the hero set. I really should buy double items when I get a game pass, when I get Robux. Lol. Yeah, double items is so good. If you guys have the option of getting it, it is definitely worth getting. Alright, we're gonna have to wait 2 minutes for this mini boss to spawn. And I don't think server hopping helps too much, just because people usually grab Grim anyways. Actually, no, this is defeat any mini-boss. We're fine. We should have a... We don't need just Grim. We can go grab this. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I forget sometimes that there are other mini-bosses other than Grim when you do the Ghost World quest lines. Because sometimes they ask for just Grim. Sometimes they ask for mini-bosses and only count Grim. But other times they ask for like Grim and accept any mini boss. So yeah, it's kind of a good thing. This is why the Ghostly Vision game passes or rebirth perk is super helpful. What do you think is the most easy gum to grind? Like for Grandma, Dance Gum. Dance Gum only lasts for 30 seconds and it counts as a full gum, whereas most other gums last for a whole 2 minutes. So you pretty much do the quest 4 times quicker. Pretty much you just auto click on your used gum while having just auto click and then go away for a while. You'll eventually get done with the quest and then come back and redo it. Unfortunately, like before when I was doing Grandma's quest, Old Grand's quest, I think. Yeah, I think it's Old Grand's. Because quest, you could actually server hop and your gum would end. But since they've added boosted gums, they have gums that actually now save their timer upon rejoining, which is unfortunate. Because you can no longer server hop to reset the duration of a gum, which is super helpful for doing that quest quickly. Because instead of having to take 30 seconds to use a dancing gum, you could use any gum like Zoom Gum or X Gum that really is pretty much useless and you have large quantities of anyways, and then just server hop and use it like every 15 seconds instead of 30. Alright, there we go. Got one mini boss, and there is a Grim spawn, so we'll go ahead and find that. Looks like it is right here. We aren't really worrying about X Gum, or X Gum at all during our souls, just because we have no soul tycoons. It really isn't. We really don't get much gems from this, especially when you compare it to how much I get when I grind Ecto tokens. Just because I have a over ×4 multiplier for Ecto tokens, and pretty much nothing when it comes to Grim. Hello, Ice Chair. Um, Divine Reward is not all good. Yeah, Divine Reward's actually meh. Like when it comes down to it, as I said before, really the only purpose of pets is to grind for currency to get gems. Since the vacuum stat on Ghost is pretty much useless, all you really care about is the currency from the stats. And really, that same thing applies to both Pet Evo, Tycoons, and Pet Evo, Tycoons. Yeah, Pet Evo and Tycoons, they give you the same increase where they give you more stats. So Divine Rewards, like, Divine Rewards are better than Pet Evo if all you have is Lucky Cats, which are pretty easy to get and pretty much a basis. Like, I would say get Lucky Cats before your rebirth. So pretty much everyone should have, like, a team of Lucky Cat stats or the Ghostly Vision mythicals. Pretty much anything like that you should have a full team. But Divines, like, they're better than Pet Evo since they give a 50% increase on one pet, and you can only have a maximum of 6 pets equipped. So that's 50% divided by 6, which is roughly 9% increase to your total pet stats, where it's only a 5% increase to your total pet stats to get a Pet Evo. So it's actually, Divines are slightly better than Pet Evolution, but since all you care about is currency for grinding gems from pet stats, actually going for a Tycoon for a 30% increase to 1 currency is the best bet when it comes to different choosing what rebirth perk to go for. Just because that's a 30% increase to the amount of gems you get versus a 9% or a 5%. Because the vacuum speed increase from Pet Evo or the Divines is useless. And all you need to care about is 1 currency to get gems. You don't need to go grind and worry about having a 5% increase to every currency. You can just go for 30% to 1 and be much better. The lucky loot bag, you thought it was like a rebirth pack? You know what? I never thought about that, but that actually makes quite a bit of sense. I mean, I'm glad that they don't have that. I really like how they have done rebirths where you don't actually keep anything like packs or sets or anything like that. But I think that's actually quite funny now that you talk about it. But yeah, lucky loot bags are really good for new players to grind for some good stat pets. If you guys are looking for good stat pets, go get some lucky loot bags. It isn't too hard to get it. It respawns every minute, so you get pretty much a loot bag per minute. It's a little bit slower. It's like a minute and 5 seconds or so between respawns. But still, it's pretty good for new players, especially since it's only like a 1 in 100 chance of getting a Lucky Cat, which has ridiculously good stats. That's only like 2 or 3 hours to get like 2 or 3 of them. So yeah, it's a really good strategy to get good pets if you're new to the game, going for some Lucky Cat loot bags. I need this. I need that. Alright, we need some more Viney Ghosts in here. We only have half of those required. And also some more Wizard Ghosts. We'll leave the Horse Ghosts. Alright. There's another one. And yeah. Yeah, there's a few ghost quests in Fern's questline, but the majority of it is going to be... that's mine. You can have that. Oh wait, I don't need any more of those. Let's grab that. Alright, let's go check on Horse Ghosts again. Do you think anyone has a enchanted classified gum already? Enchanted Rift Gum, I mean, Enchanted Rift Gum's like super rare right now. The thing about Enchanted Gum right now is it's super hard to grind for. There's actually no good way to grind for it right now. You can use like Glitchy Loot Gum, but you aren't making really any profit off of it. Like unlike Glitchy Loot Gum where you can go grind Glitchy use glitchy loot gum to grind for some more glitchy loot gum and get like ×2 or ×3 profit, depending on your Game Pass situation. With enchanted gum, like, you literally have to put a loss to get some enchanted gum, and like you don't even get that much. So it's unlikely for anyone to really have grinded for it just because it's so hard to get. And so I don't think anyone actually will have a enchanted rift gum yet. Once they start adding new areas, like even this first expansion won't give like super good ghosts. It'll be like the first 5 areas of backdoor at that point, where you can grind and maybe get like a few gums, but it won't be like super good, where you're able to like use an enchanted loot gum and get like 2 or 3 back. You may be able to use 1 enchanted loot gum and get 1 enchanted loot gum back and just do a 1-for-1 grind like that. But even that I think will be a little bit stretching it. I think I'll be much more likely for people to just be using glitchy loot gum to grind for enchanted gums, just to try to get some enchanted lucky gum and some enchanted enchanted loot gum in case they want to do some rebirth stuff. But yeah, for now I don't think anyone actually has any of the good gums, really good gums from the enchanted gums, but in the future as they start adding new areas, we'll get that eventually. Alright, now we need to do 2 obbies, which shouldn't be too hard, especially since we already have the jetpack. Generally speaking, obbies and Ghost Simulator are super easy now that they've added gum, because you can just go ahead and use bunny gum. But yeah, even with the jetpack is super good for these obbies. Like, you don't even really need to think about it. What do you think about the Ghost Sim optimization? I'm assuming you're talking about how Ghost Simulator is super laggy right now and kind of needs to get better. This is not the junkyard. I think they need to work on it a little bit more. Like, the game's super laggy, and so it should probably be made a little bit better for new players to be able to actually play it. Alright, we're on cooldown right now, so we needed to wait about like 15 seconds for this. Yeah, doing Alice is not too bad. It's very similar to doing like Gabe in the back door and stuff like that, where it's not too hard, but you still need to do Ghost. So if you do need to compete with people, it becomes like 5 or 6 times harder. So it's best to just find a private server. As I said, finding a private finding a private server in Ghost Simulator is quite easy because you can just borrow someone else's and they don't actually lose any usability from it. It's not like other games where if you're using someone's private server, they have to see you constantly and you take up a space and you can just get in the way. In Ghost Simulator, if you're in someone's private server, they don't ever have to see you just because there's reserved servers that you end up joining if you leave the main hub originally. Let's see, unbox some pet crates. We can do that pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have random stuff happening. You end up getting 2 of the same thing and stuff like that. That's why statistics is actually super interesting, because they always have you like remove and do those chances. Yeah, we got a reflector on those 4 crates. I don't know how, but whatever, we'll take it, I guess. We'll probably end up deleting it anyways, but it is kind of funny that you get a godly like that. It isn't actually too rare since I do have the double luck, and honestly, godlies are pretty much useless in Ghost Simulator. Anyways, we're coming up. This is my least favorite quest in Fern's questline, and it's not too bad if you know how, but the thing is, these 2 find items are kind of overlapped. So you guys see how there's a ring up here, and then below the ring is the bull you need to find. Since both of these are find items that you touch to claim, they both trigger a cooldown, like a 30-second cooldown, between when you can find the next one. This is likely to like reduce lag, so it doesn't like touch detect you like a bajillion times by touching one object. But it is quite annoying to touch an find item and then have to wait 30 seconds. And since those are kind of overlapped, it's quite hard to actually get the mixing bowl. Your best bet is to go ahead and spin on top of the bowl and hope that you get RNG of hitting the bowl right after a cooldown finishes instead of the ring, which can still take a little bit of time, but it makes it a little bit more reliable. I have not played Islands. Honestly, I play very few games on Roblox. Like literally, Ghost Simulator is pretty much the only game I've played recently. For any good amount of time. Sometimes I pick up some other random games for like a little bit. Like occasionally I play mini golf or Super Bomb Survival just for a little bit. But generally speaking, Ghost Simulator is really my only long-term game on Roblox, and I never played the Island / Skyblock game ever. Do I know why there's a random cloud in the Remnant Zone? No idea. It's outside the map where all the trees and stuff are. Yeah, guys, I don't know. The thing about those outside areas, like where you have those arches and then the floating islands and bridges and stuff outside of the Remnant world. I know I've covered this in quite a bit of my videos and a few of my streams, so most of you guys probably already know this. But each of those like floating areas are kind of empty areas to be filled in with other areas at some point in the future of Ghost Simulator. In Backdoor, when Backdoor was first released, it was just the swampland, and every single area of the branch off that you'd go from the swamp, like where there's currently Data Stream, the Frost area, and Farm, those used to just be black walls, where black hole walls with pretty much a hole in the mountains around the swamp. But not once they got added, once the new areas got added, those areas kind of filled out, and now we have a full backdoor. And the same thing will happen in this new Remnant Zone. We have those floating islands now, but as we get new areas, each of those floating island areas will morph into a new set of 4 areas, three normal areas and a bonus biome. So that's kind of what those floating islands are doing. I don't know what's going on with a cloud, but you know, I'm sure it's probably just scenery or something random like that they decided would look cool and not anything super lore based. Of course, it could be something super lore based, and I could just be missing it, but I'm fairly sure it's probably just decoration. Alright, in a few more quests, we'll have to go do 3 bosses from Main Hub, which will actually take a little bit of time to do, I think. The big thing, though, about once we start doing bosses in Main Hub is I'll be using a lot of glitchy X-Gum for selling, just because, as I said, I get 11 million gems per sell in the Main Hub. And so every time I sell, it is worthwhile using an X-Gum. That's 11 million gems with X-Gum. I should rephrase that, because 11 million gems without X-Gum would be insane. But yeah, we'll be going through X-Gum and just grinding quite a bit of gems that way. Hello, Cheese. Welcome to the live stream. Let's see. We need one more horse ghost. So yeah, there we go. Spawned. We have we have 5 more quests for Fern to do now. I don't know how many of them are. I don't know if any of them are actually easy quests. I know generally speaking, there's usually a find item quest. Yeah, okay, here we go. Here's the defeat any 3 bosses. So now we have to go back to Main Hub. But yeah, I don't know how many more quests of Fern are going to be super easy. So we may end up having to take a while for this. Would you trade one of your divine hoverboards? I saw you have 3. You can't trade divines. And I only have 1 of each. I deleted my spare ones because you can't trade these, and you only really need 1 of every untradeable hoverboard. Really the only reason I have a board right now is just because I was doing I was finding a bug recently. So yeah, that's the only reason I have multiple boards. We'll go ahead and do this race, I guess. Go ahead and win it really quick. Hopefully. Fingers crossed we don't lag too much. Alright. Yeah, races are interesting in Ghost Simulator. I feel like they're a little overhyped, but they aren't too bad. They could definitely be much worse and like take away from the game experience more. Like right now they aren't like super bad. They're at least competitive and fun. They're kind of annoying with how much I lag during streams and stuff, because right now we're just losing time from lag more than anything. But yeah, we'll take that, I guess. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much the basis before you rebirth, is to go ahead and grab a lot of that stuff that doesn't reset when you rebirth. Gum's a good one. I know a lot of people skip grinding for gum. Having like 100 glitchy loot gum before you rebirth, even if you don't have the double items game pass, you can go ahead and grind for glitchy loot gum pretty easily. I mean, it might take you like 6 or 7 hours to grind for 100 glitchy loot gum. But like 6 hours of grind for 100 glitchy loot gum will probably save you pretty much that same time on your next rebirth. Give you a good supply of other gums, and just be super helpful long term just by having a lot of gums to use whenever. So yeah, even if you guys don't have the double items, grinding for gum can be super helpful. Getting good pets, as I said, there's a way to get lucky cats before your rebirth. Even though it is a rebirth mythical, you can get it before your rebirth using a glitch. Might as well go grab some good pets. Converting currency isn't super necessary. Like, really the only thing good by having some gems before your rebirth is more gem multiplier, which is the only thing for having a good gem multiplier is useful for, is getting more gems. Like, and the gem drops you get from ghosts are useless. The only way to really use that gem drop, gem percentage increase is to go for a glitchy rift gum and like 3k anonymous loot bags. And I'm pretty sure you guys understand how hard getting both those two is. I'm fairly sure you guys know that glitchy rift gum is not easy to get, and 3k anonymous loot bags is a lot of loot bags. Yeah, when it comes to square pets and normal pets, square pets are pretty much any pet that has a square theme to it. Like, you guys look at a lot of the stuff, like this one's square, you guys can see how it has a square base for it. This one's also has that square base, square pug, square, and then you have stuff like this, which isn't a square. This is a normal pet, where it's kind of, doesn't have that normal square base for it. Yeah, it's a pretty arbitrary, I guess. Like honeycomb, you have that square in the middle, and then stuff like this isn't a square pet because it's not have that square base for it. Yeah, it's still hard to find out. It's a specific pet, but it just narrows it down a little bit for the crafting. When it comes to crafting, trying to figure it out yourself is a little bit difficult, so you usually can use something like the wiki or a video for help on that. Yeah, no, those normal pets and square pets pretty much just means a specific kind of that pet. So for instance, for the first crafting recipe where you craft loafer kitties, it has the white and black cat already revealed, and then it requests another square pet, which is actually, in that case, it's just going to be a specific pet, which is going to be unicorn, for crafting that, which is going to be hard to figure out, but it is kind of just a random pet of that type. Nice job. I know a lot of people end up, I don't believe ghostly rift gum is actually useful. Like, honestly, most ghostly gum is just useless, just because it's so much easier to grind for glitchy gums than it is to get ghostly gums. But honestly, it's a very good job. Honestly, getting those any rare gum is quite nice. I know sometimes getting boss gum is super exciting. But yeah, no, ghostly rift gum isn't super good. I mean, you can use it instead of Glitchy Rift Gum for some of the things, but I mean, if you're going for something where you can use a Ghostly Rift Gum, might as well just go ahead and get a Glitchy Rift Gum. But yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it is actually looks a lot like a hoverboard that we already have in the game. Let's see, let me find it real quick. I don't remember the name of it, but I know for fact that we have a hoverboard that looks pretty much identical to it. Yeah, Soul Kittens and Loafer Kitties are pretty much identical. Obviously, they're a little bit different. One's a little bit thicker than the other one is, but they look very similar. This one has a tail. This one doesn't. Actually, no, they both have tails. Never mind. Yeah, they're pretty much identical. But yeah. Yeah, it's kind of interesting when they reuse pets like that and it doesn't come as a match set. There's a few other times when they've done stuff like that. It actually happens more than you guys probably catch on to. Or maybe not recently, but like a lot of old boards and pets got reused. For instance, during the Halloween event, there's a candy bag pet and a candy bag board that were just kind of squished versions of each other, which was kind of funny. They had a Wisp, and then there's something during the event that was just a squished version of Wisp, a board. There was more. I think Galaxy and Orbit were just squished versions of each other. It actually happens quite a bit. At least it used to. I don't know anymore, but it's something that they use to save on models and stuff. Let's go ahead and clean up our inventory while we're waiting for a boss, I guess. Just to make sure we aren't deleting anything rare like a code pet or something that we care about keeping. Score. Yeah, okay. Okay. We might as well keep the... Might as well keep stuff like, these. No, not equip. Lock them. We might as well keep some, of these mythicals. I mean, they aren't super good for us, but I know other people can use them. Let's see. Let's try select all. Make sure we aren't deleting anything again. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Buy inventory Game Pass. I've already bought a few of the inventory Game Passes, and honestly, I don't feel like I need any more at this point, just because I have an alt with 500 storage capacity too, so I don't really need a whole lot more storage for myself. I just need to kind of keep my inventory clean is the big one. Alright, trashing 85. Trashing our boards will be a little bit more scary, just because we have so many more rocket blues, green orbs, chocolate we can delete, basic hoverboard we'll go ahead and delete, rocket red, pink orbs, sprinkles, rocket green, flimsy, yeah, we don't care about flimsy, we don't care about water, orba, I think we can delete all of this pretty easily. I'm not seeing anything in here that's super useful. Maybe we'll keep... Nah, don't need those. Yeah, okay, we'll just trash all of that. Didn't look like anything worth keeping. There was a Fury Flight, but we have enough Fury Flights, and I mean, we'll be getting more if we ever decide to rebirth again. Yeah, these are... Guys, the only Game Passes I haven't bought right now are these ones, and 2 of these are worthless, and the other 2 are just kind of... Not really too much capacity. Like 150 more capacity isn't like, I mean, it is 25% increase, but that isn't like super amazing. And then, what is it? 30 more board capacity, I think, maybe 50. Yeah. I already have over 1,000 capacity between me and my alt. I don't need too much more. Alright, we'll go ahead and use another... We should go ahead and equip this, actually. Yeah, we'll go ahead and equip Glitchy X-Gum just so we can now use it by clicking here rather than going into our inventory every time. You have a reflector. I used to have a reflector. I deleted it. That's the thing. Reflector, most godlies in Ghost Sim are super easy to get. Even classifieds are relatively easy to get. So if you need one of them, like usually if you can find someone just endgame with it, they'll usually just give it to you for free. So you usually don't have to worry too much about it. But yeah, it's... Alright guys, do you guys think we're getting third or fourth? Because we were behind those two people that were, looked like they're behind us. Not quite lag. Maybe a little bit of it was lag, but looks like we did squeak out a third, which is perfectly fine, I think. Oh, you're talking about reflection, I'm assuming, in my hoverboards? Oh, you're talking about reflection then, which is a classified board. I do not have it, nor do I believe it's super valuable. No, I have Varus and Glowjet are my main classifieds. I don't know what else you might have seen. I mean, there's this, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But I have a lot of random stuff at this point. A lot of stuff from random old events. For instance, let's see. Do we still have that in my inventory, or did we give that to my alt? Looks like it's on my alt. Yeah, okay, it's on my alt. But I have a few random stuff from like the 2019 Halloween event, which is actually kind of cool. Nothing super valuable, other than the fact that everything from that event's valuable. But yeah, nothing super special. Yeah, starter pack is just useless. Starter, like, literally, I don't see what's good about this starter pack. So we have a pet, which is easily outclassed by every single co-pet that they ever release into the game. So why would you pay for that? The board, like, board's a cosmetic. No one cares about cosmetics. The pack and the vac are pretty much useless just because of how easy it is to progress in Ghost Simulator during the first little bit of it. The gems, like, how many gems is that? That's 10 million, I think? That looks like 10 million gems. Oh. Yeah, okay, it doesn't say in there. Yeah, that looks like 10 million gems. I mean, 10 million gems is good, except for you can't really spend gems on anything worthwhile in Ghost Simulator. Like, you can buy crates, but crates have no good pets in them. Like, even if you get a godly somehow with 10 million gems from, like, the last crate in the game, you're still not that much better than just using code pets for free. And obviously, players aren't going to be in the last area when they get those gems. So, yeah, it's just kind of bad. And then the gum that they get, like, I think it is, like, 50 or so random, basic gums. Basic gum is worthless. And honestly, it's super easy to grind, too. Like, the game's super easy up until you get to, where you can grind loot gum, so you don't need to worry about it. And, like, 50 loot gum is, or 50 gum is just, basic gum is just useless. Because half that's, like, actually more than half that, like, 90% of that's just going to be stuff like Zoom gum, and the common gums, which are worthless, and, like, the 5 or 6 basic glute gums that you'll get, won't be super useful. Alright, looks like this is our final boss. I know someone else was event baiting. I haven't really been paying too much attention to be able to event bait myself. But yeah. Do you have the Suspi board? Probably. I mean, here's the thing. I have a lot of random stuff, and anything you guys don't see in my inventory, I can have it in my alt. Like, I have a lot of random stuff on my alt too. Yeah, it's if I'm missing something in here, it's generally on my alt instead. What's my favorite square pet in the entire game? I mean, not much of a competition there. Like, it has to be purple. Like, this is just so basic. I love it. Purple's my favorite color. As you guys can probably tell from my avatar, the shirt I'm wearing it now. But no, purple is really good. I love how the naming of it is super basic, and then the design of it is also quite basic too. Like, what I hate is when things like go overboard. For instance, when you look at the hoverboards, this is like one of my least favorite hoverboards, is this DXZ, just because it's so randomly built. It just looks awful. It just looks like too complicated and too much stuff going on, really. But purple's super basic. Its naming super basic. It's my favorite color. There's really nothing to love about it. Nothing to hate. Nothing to dislike about it. Yeah, okay, that phrasing was weird. You guys get the idea. Peach 21. Did I even have a Peach 21? Oh, it's Onyx. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, Hotboard. Looks like most of the, yeah, a lot of those things from the unlockable section of your inventory is actually super, looks super similar. It's kind of funny that way. Like, I know a lot of the stuff, like the Flimsy and a lot of those old boards just share that same theme, which looks very similar. And so Hot kind of looks pretty much exactly like them. But instead of being like one of those unlockables that everyone just has, it's this random, common, rare board that was limited at some point. So yeah. Oh boy. What's a pet crate that you get purple? I believe it's pet crate 9. It's either 8 or 9. I think it's 9. It always could be 10, and I could be misremembering, but I'm fairly sure it's pet crate 9. I know for a fact it's the 248th pet added to the game. But yeah, that doesn't matter. I don't think you guys care when purple is added to the game. Really. All you guys care is where you get it in game. Alright, we'll go ahead and switch back to our pet team. And level up this pet to level 5, I guess. Yeah, yeah, I don't have a reflection in my inventory, at all. That's one of the things I actually don't care about, is the classified from those loot bags and boss chests. Just because at some point I will get one of them randomly, so there's not really a reason for me to try to trade for it or get it, grind for it. Just because I'll eventually end up getting it anyways. So I don't feel like there's really too much of a reason to aim to get it when you'll get it eventually anyways. Yeah. Alright, someone else is here. Purple have variants like Pugs. Yeah, Pug and Purple actually share a lot of variants together. Just because at some point it was it became a meme in the Discord for some reason. I was somewhat related to that. Where like, yeah, Pug is kind of, it's a very bad pet, but it gets a lot of, memeing going on with it. But like, I really liked Purple when it came out. And so I may have talked about it quite a bit. And so it ended up getting some events that it came back for. It's just kind of funny how that worked. The reflection board is just like Champion, but with the sky reflection. There's a little bit of a difference. I don't even know if I have a Champion on me. Actually, yes, I do. The things are longer, like these gemstones are longer on the reflection. The board's a different shape. But yeah, they do definitely share a lot of the similar themes. It's just not like just a reskin. It's actually quite a bit different. Yeah, Ghost Simulator is super laggy. It's kind of a normal problem to have, is to lag on Ghost Simulator. I think lagging out of the game is a little less common, but still, like, it's kind of a problem with how much people end up lagging on Ghost Simulator. Yeah, I think this is the last Ghost quest we have for Ghost Hunter Fern, and really no one doesn't look like anyone's actually caring about the ghosts I'm grabbing right now, so I think I'll probably be fine to stay in a public server for it. And yeah, if they're like having a classified version of some random pet like Pug or Purple in the game would be kind of weird. It'd be weird, but it'd also be kind of cool. I mean, someone would have to design the pet first. That's the thing about a lot of pets in Ghost Simulator right now. Someone usually, the reason why pets usually get added is because someone designed it and made a cool looking pet that the devs decide to add to the game. It's generally not about having a good idea. It's generally about just designing your own, designing a good looking pet and giving it to the Discord concept submissions. Like, for instance, if I could come up with like a really good drawing and concept for a purple classified pet, it would likely get accepted. The thing is, it would actually be decently... The thing is, I'm not super creative and pretty bad at art, so it would definitely not be me deciding to classify it like that. Also, it'd have to be a confirmed, and honestly, I don't think a purple classified would actually fit the theme they're going with current pets. Like most of the classified pets right now they have going on is a very clear theme, where it's kind of a natural kind of theme. We have Cosmic Wing, which is kind of the only outlier on that natural theme. Like all the other ones are sort of we have volcanoes, we have asteroids, a lot of stuff like that. That's just kind of fits a nature theme where it is kind of a natural disaster or clouds or other stuff like that. That really purple would not fit the theme of. I mean, the thing about doing Fern is there's not really a problem with skipping her on your rebirths. It's just kind of, she's super helpful to do on her rebirths. For instance, I've been doing her on pretty much every rebirth I've done. And I'm at 19 rebirths right now. And because I've been doing her quite a bit, I have over 1,000 crate keys just chilling around for whenever I want to use them. So it doesn't hurt to not do a quest. But it definitely helps to do a quest. Like, you just get a lot of crate keys really quickly. It's just super useful. I mean, okay, when it comes down to, obviously Comk's the random one that she has, that's kind of a joke thingy, where it was just kind of made for herself personally. But like, I think the best pet in terms of like overall would have to be Cloudwave currently. Obviously stuff like Fire Pegasus is rarer, but in terms of stats, like having the Cloudwave's really good at stats. It's rarer than the dev classifieds. Even though it has less stats than dev classifieds, I think since it is rare, it's actually worth a little bit more. And since it's actually usable rather than Fire Pegasus or Mini Hollows, which generally aren't, it's actually, in my opinion, the best. Especially when you consider it's still obtainable so people can actually get it. Whereas like Fire Pegasus, no one's getting anymore. Even if you are trying to trade for it, the people who are trying to trade for it literally can't. I know there's a lot of people who really want it, just for like the collection sake of it, and just can't find it. Or if they can find it, it's not for trade, or they just don't have enough value because it is so insanely valuable. Let's equip both these two and level them up. But yeah, I think Cloudwave definitely gets best pet in the game, even though it has less stats than a dev classified and isn't quite as rare, or is nowhere near as rare as like a Fire Pegasus or mini hollows or a lot of the other pets in the game, like Alpha. Yeah, there's a lot of rare pets in the game from limiteds, but no, I think Cloudwave for sure gets that in my opinion. Oh, design? In terms of design, I haven't really considered design of pets. Like, obviously purple is my favorite, but I definitely wouldn't consider it the best. Like, same thing with Pug. Like, Pug's a meme more than anything, so it doesn't really get, like, best design or anything like that. Alright, that should be one pet to level 5, and then another pet to level 5. There you go. I mean, like, in terms of hoverboards, I really like the Santa Sleigh hoverboard and Ghost Surfer. But, yeah. No, the Remnant Crate, Pet Crate, 13 does not have a classified yet. So, that's something to look forward to in the future. I can't imagine we'll get it any sooner than, like, a month from now. So it might be a little bit of ways. And I mean, that's going to be like 10 billion gems to get it. So most people aren't going to actually be able to get it super quickly. Actually, no, people will get it super quickly. I take that back. But yeah, we'll go ahead and incinerate items. But yeah, I wouldn't hold your breath for it. It's going to be a while before we get classifieds from the new Remnant Zone. But it's definitely something that's going to happen at some point, and that endgame players will get like super quickly. The only real question left is whether or not they'll be better than the dev classifieds or the same stats as the dev classifieds. I'd imagine they'll be the same stats as the dev classifieds, but I always could be wrong, and they could be slightly higher. There we go. Burn. There we go. And now we return to Ghost World. What is a quest line that you suggest skipping every rebirth? I'm assuming skipping is what you mean by skipping is just not doing. Obviously, don't do any infinite quests on a rebirth, like that goes without saying. Shelly is not worthwhile if you're just going to rebirth, even though she is somewhat useful. Stuff like Riley, Rowan, and Billy and Backdoor aren't super good. I mean, they're usable, but I wouldn't recommend getting them if you just plan on rebirthing. Oh, that was not correct. Where is that? There it is. That's what I meant to use. Oh well. The dev classifieds have how OP and stats are one dev classifieds, and the dev classifieds have the same chance of getting as the normal classifieds. Alright, to answer the second question about rarity, the dev classifieds are actually much easier to get, like, per crate. Just because the crates are so much harder, that kind of balances out. People are guessing, like, between 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 2.5 thousand crates give you a dev classified on average, which is, I think, generally good. I mean, estimates are as high as, like, 1 in 5k or 1 in 10k, but I feel like that was just too high to be reasonable for players to have gone, like, some just in, like, their first 20 crates quite commonly. So it's a much easier to get them, except for the crates take a lot longer to grind for versus, like, gem crates, where players can get about 1,000 gem crates in, like, a few minutes. You have to take 15 minutes for, like, 8 at best for the dev classifieds. But in terms of stats, there's actually a stat list that's linked somewhere on the wiki. I'll pull it up really quick to show you guys, because it's not super up to date, but it's the best up to date we have. Let's switch over so you guys can actually see the screen. There we go. Alright, so we have this wiki stat list, which is maintained by it's kind of a remake of the one that the devs used to keep up. But yeah, these are the dev classifieds. Euphoria down to static phase. All 5 of these. Their stats are actually quite a bit higher than Cloudwave or Cosmic Wing. Like a lot higher. Yeah, especially when you compare them to like Cosmic Wing, it's a pretty big increase. Cloudwave's a little bit smaller of an increase from Cloudwave to static phase as it is from Cosmic Wing to Cloudwave, but they all have the same stats, as you guys can see here, but they're pretty ridiculous stat wise. Yeah, it's not a complete stat list. As you guys can see, there's some stuff missing here, like the let's see, the newest divine is missing. A lot of godlies are missing. Like, we haven't had recent code pets or the shop pets added, but we do have the main stuff that people care about, which is this high stat stuff in here, which is kind of the big point of a wiki, of a stat list, I guess. But yeah, that's the stat list. You guys can find this on like the wiki. It's kind of hard to find. I would look. It's on the normal pet page. Scroll down a little bit. But yeah. If you guys are looking for stats, this is generally where you go for that. Anyways, let's switch back to the game because we were grabbing Fern really quick. There we go. Got our 25 crate keys. That's makes a total of. We probably have over 2,000 or 1,100 now. So that's pretty good. There we go. Stick that in there. Hello, Owen. So this stat is better than Cosmic Wing? Yeah, quite a bit better than Cosmic Wing. Yeah. Honestly, this is why a lot of people that know what's going on generally prepare for updates. Since updates are every 2 weeks, it's pretty reliable. And generally, we have a little bit of foresight to know when a big update's coming out. For instance, this next update that's happening roughly a week and a half for now, Friday after the next Friday, will be a big update according to developers. So it'd be probably best to be quite prepared for that. Most likely by big update, it's going to be an expansion of 4 new areas to the Remnant Zone, along with an NPC, and maybe some new packs and back sets, which will just be super good for you to be able to access immediately. Especially the new packs and back sets will be super nice. The quest will probably give you a cool perk that will probably be Rebirth Perf, which is super nice to have access to. But yeah, it's definitely good to be prepared for an update, so you don't have to like grind up to Nintendo level 20 or some other ridiculous thing to get access to it. Anyways, we did just finish Ghost Hunter Fern, so we're going to go ahead and server hops in main hubs to just get some bosses rolling, to get some Ecto tokens, to get some gems. Is going to be the current plan. Oh, it looks like we immediately start a race, which is fine, I guess. Let's see if we can get a first place for once. We haven't actually got first place yet in a race this stream. We get to end up getting too laggy or something. Like right now, lag's working fine, but if we drop down to like 20 or 30 FPS, we end up just going so much slower. Actually, no, not 20 or 30 FPS, like 5 or 6 FPS is generally what we drop to. But yeah, no, looks like we are able to clinch out a first place. Not a super great time, but enough to secure a first place. Alright, goodbye, Brad. Yeah, probably a new pet crate. That's another thing that'll probably be added. Pet crate 13, I think. No, 14. Pet crate 14 will probably be added with better stat godlies. It's actually insane to see how stats are getting so much better in Ghost Simulator so quickly. Like, we've had the same stat godlies for like I think we've had the same stat godlies for like a year and a half. And then all of a sudden we've got one new pet crate with a better stat godly, and we're about to get a second and third new godly stat pet. So like, we've had the same pet stats for about a year and a half, and then all of a sudden, like a month and a half, like 3 months worth of time, we're going to get like actually 3 months, like 4 months of time, we're going to get 4 upgrades to our godly pet stats. It's just going to be insane how much change is going to happen to Ghost Simulator super quickly now that they've started rolling out a new world. Like before it was kind of getting kind of dull with having the same stuff over and over, but now we're just going to get like new content after new content after new content, which is going to be quite nice. I think every game I play, I will want to make a pet thing. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming what you're talking about is where you design your own pet. I really do not like that idea in like any game. It just feels cheap. But you know, it is what it is, I guess. Usually the pets that come out of those are just super awful looking. Like, it's not very creative. I know it allows people to have a little bit of creativity and make like a pet they like, but I feel like it kind of has some other problems. But yeah. Yeah, guys, right now we have over 100 million gems worth of Ecto tokens just chilling around. We've done like 10 bosses or something. So yeah. 4 new zones. This is going to be hard for free-to-play players with no game passes, and like a new player, this is huge for Ghost Sim. Yeah, the thing about new players is new players aren't actually able to access any of this content that they are releasing now, just because it is so hard to get through your first rebirth and get back up to Nintendo level 20. So a lot of this new content isn't going to be super good for new players. I think a big part of it is going to be for endgame people to have a little bit more expansion to do. So if you have, like, getting loot gum is, like, as I said, one of the biggest things that will help you progress through this new zone. So getting some, like, 100 or 200 glitchy loot gum will be, like, super helpful for you guys progressing through these antenna levels. Yeah, right now it's probably going to be quite slow for free-to-play players to actually get through it. I really hope that they do something about it, because I know a lot of people complain about the item drops so far, and literally the item drops are only getting more difficult. Like we're talking like from swamp to barn difficulty in 10 upgrades is probably what we're looking at in how much harder it's going to get. So you're seeing like a triple or quadruple in how difficult it is going to be to get 10 upgrades after this first one, comparing to this first one, and people are already complaining about this first one. I mean, it's pretty easy for them to change that by just giving some more drops or not having the antenna upgrades scale as hard. But I have a feeling we're going to have some problems with free-to-play players complaining about it. I think the big thing is just to grind for some glitchy loot gum, even if you are free-to-play. You should still be able to progress quite quickly just with that. But if you guys don't grind glitchy loot gum, you guys might be hurting quite a bit when these new areas get first added. Hello, yes sir, welcome to the stream. Alright, we're going to go ahead, server hop, I guess. Like, that's the thing right now. There aren't any bosses going to be spawned, so we'll go ahead and server hop really quick. I'm at my 3rd rebirth. What do I pick for 4th? Unless you can do a rebirth in like less than a week, I'd recommend at this point like maxing out your account for the new content they might be adding. But if you do really want a rebirth, the rebirth strategy is to go for Master Hunter first, Ghostly Vision next, Lucky Eyes next, and once you have all those 3, I know not necessarily will you do them in the same order, but once you have all of those 3 rebirth perks, your best bet is to go just go spam into either Soul Tycoon or Ecto Token Tycoon. My preference would be Ecto Token Tycoon, and the reason why you want to do that is because the only things that matter on the Divine Pets, on your Pet Evo, Advanced Parts, and the Tycoons is your increase to the amount of gems you get from grinding currency. The pet stats like Pet Evolution or Divine sets, the only reason those matter is because they increase your pet stats, which is only increase to pet stats that really matters. is the increase to your currency get, and the only reason that matters is to get gems. So all you really care about at that point for your, once you get those permanent ones, is going for more gems. And the best way to do that is just to spec into one Tycoon. And as I've been adding new packs and back sets to the Remnant Zone, like we have this new 2.5 billion capacity one that I have right now. As I spec into more of those, grinding bosses in Main Hub and Ghost World will get super good. So you want to have one of those Tycoons spammed out. It's not super good to have Ectobit at that point. How many Ectos do you need? How many Ecto Tycoons? I would say, like, as many as you can get. However many you get is going to be fine. Like, I have 11 currently. You can go up to 17 before it's beneficial to do a Tycoon, Pet Evo, Tycoon, Pet Evo. Like, once you get to 17 Tycoons, you alternate between Pet Evo and a Tycoon. But, like, honestly, you aren't going to get to 17 Tycoons super quickly. So it's best for you to just kind of do, just spam into one Tycoon, which, in my opinion, should be Ecto Token. But some people do Souls, just preference-wise. Yeah, I mean, the thing about the Key Hack Pack perk, it isn't absolutely worthless, like the advanced parts, advanced vacuum parts. It's somewhat useful, in that you can go ahead and actually grind for like a classified from the void with it. But like even that, it's not, generally speaking, super yeah, I mean, like Key Hack Pack is like, once you get like 10 Pet Evos and 27 of a single Tycoon, you can go speccing into Key Hack Packs to get some 100 crate keys. Because, like, really, what are you getting with 100 crate keys? You aren't getting a classified, that's for sure. You may get a godly, but, like, there aren't really any useful godlies in Ghost Simulator right now. So really, you're only, really the only thing you're going to be getting is, like, a whole bunch of, a chance to get a classified from the void. Is really the only thing you get with the, going for crate keys. Yeah, it's not bad. But like between that and a Tycoon, like it's pretty clear Tycoons are just like 10 times better. Are Backdoor Classifieds better than Divines? Yes, actually. Once you get above like Vex Flower, okay, there isn't any mini Dino spawn right now, so we can't grab that. Once you get above, like, Vex Flower has slightly better stats than Divines, and Cosmic Wings has a little bit more than that. So it goes, actually, I have that. Alright, guys, you guys asked about stats again. We'll switch over to the stat screen. Alright, guys, so we have the stat list. These are Divine stats. Quite decent, I mean, but Vex Flower is slightly better, which is the classified from Pet Crate number 10, I think. And then Cosmic Wing is also better, which is from 11. But the Inferno and Mr. Toasty, which is from 9 and 8, are actually slightly worse. So yeah, it's kind of a half of the backdoor classifieds are better, half of them are worse. It really depends on which one you're talking about. But yeah, stat questions, this is generally where I go to answer them. Yeah. Also, Mini Final isn't actually too bad stat-wise. It's just a little bit worse than Mr. Toasty, which is actually kind of funny. But yeah, no, stat-wise, this is what's going on with when you talk about stats for Divine and stuff. All right, back to Ghost Simulator. Yeah, accelerated parts is just useless. Pet Evolution is not really necessary, but you can get it if you want. Yeah, Pet Evolution, like, isn't super bad, but it isn't as good as Tycoons. It's a fine pick, I guess, is kind of how I'd phrase it, but yeah. No, it's there's worse things to pick than pet evos. I guess the best way of phrasing it. Like I'm kind of I'm a little bit more anti pet evo than probably deserves. Like pet evo is probably better than what I usually say it is. I generally say it's worthless, but like it's not bad. I'd love to get all 6 dev classifieds into one pet team. There's 5 dev classifieds, one from each dev crate. So yeah, you're going to have troubles getting all 6. There are people that do have all 6 pets of theirs as dev classifieds. I think Big Ten 4, Papa Yaya maybe. I think Nona doesn't. I don't even think Nana has a rebirth yet. Like I don't know. I don't really follow the endgame people too much. But yeah. Yeah, the thing is 100 crate keys doesn't actually get you too far when it comes to classifieds. Like I have 1,100 I think let's see, 1,000, yeah, almost 1,100 crate keys. This isn't even enough for classified, guys. And this is a lot of crate keys. You need like 40,000, okay, maybe not quite 40,000. With all the luck multipliers, it's a little bit more like 10,000 crate keys for a board classified and like 25,000 for a pet classified, or 20,000, I guess. It's probably closer. But yeah, no, this is, you need a lot of crate keys before you get a classified from it. Classified, I'm talking about just like on average. Obviously, with RNG, you can get it in your first crate key or never in like 2 million. But RNG is kind of annoying to deal with. How many mixed gum is in the game, like Glitchy Nitro Loot? Glitchy Nitro Loot is the only mixed gum we have in the game. And I think I'm fine with that. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, there should be an X-Loot gum. And I'm like, no, that would be so overpowered and broken. Like, the thing about Glitchy Nitro Loot gum is it's actually, like, pretty much useless. Alright, we'll go ahead and server hop again, just to find some more main hub bosses. Pretty much every main hub server you go to will have a mini dino spawned, so that's usually just free. But yeah, how do you get anomaly back? There's an anomaly that spawns in the back door of Ghost Simulator that you defeat for it. It's not super useful. I don't, like, there's nothing good that you get from it. It's, gem multiplier isn't multiplied consistently with gem multipliers, so you don't, like, unlike anonymous loot bags or other stuff like that, you actually have to, I think we're in the same server. I remember this dude. Yeah, I think we're in the same server. Unfortunately. Ooh. Yeah, next is a race, I believe, so we'll go ahead and server hop again. Yeah, that's the thing. No one has that much rebirths. Like 100 rebirths is about the most you can really get. And that's like a rebirth a day for like 100 days. Because like 5 hours per rebirth is generally what you'll be get. No, we don't want to be here. Sorry, guys. Yeah, generally speaking, 1 hour is the same server. No, okay. Yeah, generally speaking, the best you can. What was I saying? Yeah, 100 rebirths is quite hard to do, and that's only up to 100,000, 10,000 crate keys, which isn't quite, like, that's barely enough for a board crate. So yeah, it's kind of a struggle. to actually get enough crate keys for a classified. Yeah, I don't know how many rebirths the endgame people have. Papa Yaya, I think, has, I know Papa Yaya, Ninja Wars, and then Uncle, I think, all have over 100 rebirths, but I don't know exactly how much either of them have. I'm fairly sure Big Ten 4 has, like, 20, 30, 50-ish amount. But yeah, I don't really know for certain on the endgame players. Yeah, I have 19. I'm nowhere near endgame. People are saying Uncle has 141. I don't dedicate that much time to Ghost Simulator. Should I rebirth or wait for next update? Depending on how fast you can rebirth. If you can rebirth in less than like 5 days, go ahead and do it, just because I think you'll have quite enough time at that point to get back up. And honestly, rebirth isn't... Honestly, the new content isn't going to be super good. Like, it's going to be 4 new areas and a new NPC and, like, some pet crate and new backs and vacs. But, like, honestly, it's not going to be, like, the areas being completed or anything like that. So it is fine to just go ahead, rebirth, get yourself back up a little bit, play the event, and then rebirth again. Or, not play the event, play the update and then rebirth again, probably. But again, we have until about 10 days until the update. 11, a week and a half until the update where we get that new stuff. So you do have plenty of time if you do go ahead and rebirth now, if you can grind up quickly. Yeah, we'll go ahead and teleport and server hop again. Yeah, just keep server hopping whenever we find an empty server, kind of like that. Whole goal is to just get bosses, mini dinos. We'll grab races just because races are actually somewhat useful if you want to go for a glitchy rift gum, so it isn't going to hurt. But I think the big thing right now is just grabbing bosses. Trying to get up to like 1 billion gems or something like that, just to flex, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's actually pretty common for people to get maxed out on the rebirth timer. Like, I'm probably going to end up getting myself maxed out on my rebirth timer while I wait for all this new content from the new world. Just because I don't want to redo stuff like Shelly again. I don't want to redo... like, I know getting a rebirth would be nice, like, and then getting up to, like, something like 25 and getting exactly 17 tycoons, just because 17 is, like, the preferred amount for tycoon before you start speccing into pet evo. But yeah. Okay, Jazzy. You can, yeah, thank you for moving. So I can actually see the screen now. I now can't see chat. So please move. My cat just have scared me for a period of random time. Yeah, no, my cat showed up too. She is now getting into a comfortable position on my lap, so she won't be in the way anymore. But yeah, no, she is, she decided to come during the stream, I guess. Yeah, no, she is on my lap. And I think she's going to probably go to sleep there. So, yep. Yeah, she kind of left, didn't she? But, you know. She's still close. I'm not going to bother her by lifting her up or anything to show her the camera. Although she will get some nice, scratching and pets and all that fun stuff. Alright. Event incoming in 30 seconds. Hopefully that is a boss event so I can go ahead and go from this to that and just get 2 bosses in a row instead of having to wait for like the standard ish. Oh no. Yeah, no, the cat every once in a while decides to join the stream. It isn't like it's every stream for, but yeah, no, she likes poking up into them. Okay, let's join this race. The boss will hopefully still be there when we come back. Hopefully no one decides to just take the boss. Alright. Yeah, we're probably using the worst possible hoverboard for races right now. This hoverboard is like huge and it like hits everything. Like this is probably the biggest collidable hoverboard in the game currently. Like Creepy Cat Board is actually pretty big too. But no, it's actually kind of bad how big it is sometimes. Anyways, we have 5% left on this. I don't know if anyone else is coming. We'll give people like 5 or 6 seconds because I think one person was trying to make it here or was here before, and I kind of want them to get here. All right, doesn't look like anyone is, so we'll go ahead and just finish it off. Next month, do I have any plans or no? I don't really have any big plans when it comes to YouTube or anything like that. I am starting school in like a month and a half-ish, maybe a month and less than a month and a half now. But yeah, we'll be starting school soon, which probably won't change too much of the streaming. It just means I have a little less time to waste after streams. Let's see, what am I... Oh, we'll use one of those. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and, I guess, use a vent bait right now. We have a boss next, and we might... Will we be able to chain this together with another boss? No, probably not. But yeah. Yeah, no. One thing I was noticing is that the new Creepy Cat board, I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it's a legendary, correct? Yeah, it has to be a legendary. Maybe it isn't a legendary. Yeah, here it is. Alright, this Creepy board, I don't know how you pronounce this, is actually quite long. And this actually can cause some problems when you have boards this long with glitching out of areas. I'm fairly sure it won't just because of how thin it is, but there are a few areas where I might want to test this out just to see if this board can be used for some of the glitches that you can use Santa's Sleigh hoverboard for. Yeah, okay, it looks like it was a pretty creepy board, the Creepy board. There's only one E, guys, so it's kind of interesting like that, but yeah, another thing that you guys can do with boards is actually glitch into like floors and stuff, which is actually kind of funny. It's easier with bigger boards, but like, yeah, you can do it with like basic board too, and it's just kind of, it's kind of funny how many glitches you can do with some of these stuff. Yeah, at the moment I'm not giving away loot gums or anything like that. I'm actually kind of running low on loot gums. Like, running low for me is meaning, like, less than 500, but, yeah. Currently we have 473 glitchy loot gum, which is actually a little bit lower than where I'd like to be. But, yeah, not really giving stuff away. I do occasional giveaways on my Discord server. Generally for gums, Lucky Gums has been kind of rare, but it happens. mainly loot gums. Might haven't really done one in a while. Actually, I haven't talked too much on that Discord group in a while. But wait, we haven't done Ace yet. Let's grab Ace really quickly while we're here. Because like, I don't know. Ace is one of those that is really short, so everyone usually just does every single rebirth. But apparently I've forgotten to do him. So we'll go ahead and just grab gems really quick for a quest. And yeah, just you know, grab a few more stuff. Alright, grab all this. Get some free crate keys just really quickly here. Alright, use a crate key that we just got. And then we get our crate keys back. Sure, why not? Alright, and now we grab 3 more pet crates, and we get 3 crate keys for free. Oh, are we not auto-deleting comments? That's why we're having problems. There we go, much better. You know, when auto-delete comments first came out, I thought it was like a really bad idea to add. I still think it's a bad idea just because it makes people want more. But like, it's super nice in all honesty. I don't like it as a rule for the game itself, but like as a player, I really love it. Which kind of bad, but you know, that's how it is. What's my favorite classified pet and board? Classified pet, as I said, has to be Cloudwave. Like Cloudwave's is quite hard to get. Like every other classified is like 3-5 times easier to get than Cloudwave. Cosmic Wing's like 1,000 times easier to get. But it has good stats too, and it's actually quite rare, unlike most other classifieds, which are actually relatively common. And then another thing with Cloudwave is it looks good. In terms of classified board though, I don't even know. I don't have many classified boards right now. And I don't think either of these two would rank there. I don't think I ever have really had a favorite classified board. I think Gemship would probably be the closest, which is actually the classified that you get from normal boss chests. So, like, yeah, this classified right here is probably my favorite. But yeah, I don't really have a super favorite one. But yeah, I generally don't consider, like, in terms of boards themselves, my favorite board is based on looks is Ghost Surfer. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, Ghost Surfer right here. Super basic. Actually looks really good. We'll equip it just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, it's very basic, which is why I like it. It's somewhat like the YouTube board, but purple, which, I mean, just kind of fits, like, forever. But in terms of, like, board, just for a favorite board, has to be Santa's Sleigh, which I had equipped earlier. And the reason why this one is favorite is because it's actually usable for doing some weird glitches and stuff. You know, we might show off some of those in this stream, maybe not. But yeah, it's actually, like, has a use. It's quite rare. Again, like, a lot of the things when it comes to, like, my favorite stuff is, like, being actually rare actually helps, like, the looks of something a lot, more than you'd think. But still, it's, still comes down to whether or not it still looks good. But yeah, one of the things about Santa's Sleigh is that you can glitch into so many different areas that you really should not be able to. Like, they've tried to patch this. It hasn't worked so far. All right, we'll go ahead and sell and then go ahead and try to find this Dino King. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there's almost always a Dino King spawned in main hub servers. So like server hopping in main hub is super nice. Like the one problem with like Ghost World, like Ghost World's probably slightly better for finding bosses quicker, just because respawns faster. You don't have to worry about races. And it's a little bit easier to navigate. But you get a little bit better rate in main hub, so I think it pays off slightly better there. And generally speaking, no one goes for these mini kings, like ever. This person is about to get completely blown off this area. Or not. Yeah, okay, this person actually survived up here. I'm kind of expecting the boss to just do a smash attack, and these people just go flying off of here. But it looks like they are actually managing to survive quite easily. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I was noticing a lot of school districts are starting school like really early this year. Like my school doesn't start for like a month and 10 days or something ridiculous like that. Which is also college, so it's a little bit different there schedule wise. Like a lot of school districts are like starting school like super early for some reason. I don't know if this has just kind of been like a general trend where they've been trying to get more days of school or something like that. But it's been kind of interesting how that's been working. I don't know, some people probably enjoy it, but I think most people are just kind of annoyed by it. Dancing Gum comes from any of the three, actually 4 machines now. Any of the 4 gum machines, and honestly it's just kind of a random thing. It's one of those things where there aren't any like ingredients to make gum. It's just kind of just throw your gum in there and get whatever you get out. Just kind of random like that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and sell. We have over 2 trillion Ecto tokens now. Yeah, guys, look, we are 9th on the leaderboard right now. Okay, we're not getting first, obviously, but I think we can get up to like 2nd or 3rd on this leaderboard today. So we'll go ahead back to server hopping for bosses. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, I know my high school had a reconstruction at one point, but it did fine. But yeah, if you guys, if construction can go slowly sometimes, and if yeah, you guys can't go to school if the school's still under construction. It's just that's kind of funny, actually. I know it's probably bad for like the school district itself, and the students are probably annoyed by it, but yeah. Yo, top 10. Yeah, we are technically in a pretty consistent top 10. Oh, we shouldn't have been here. Okay, whatever. See. Yeah, Big Ten's grinding. I think a lot of people are grinding more than usual because of these new packs that were just added. They basically mean that you can grind about 25% faster when you're grinding for bosses in Ghost Simulator, which is actually like an insane boost. So, okay, there is no mini dino. It's unfortunate. So yeah, pretty much everyone grinds about 25% quicker. And as they start adding new packs, this global leaderboard will probably get turned upside down, just because it will become a lot easier to grind for positions on this leaderboard. Like right now it's pretty hard to grind for it. But as we start getting more bigger packs, it'll be like currently just became 25% easier to get onto here, which means 20% less time needs to be spent. That's how that math works. And then once they start adding more, like they double or quadruple the pack capacity, people who start grinding for that, people can start getting onto that global leaderboard so much easier than it was before. And a lot of new people might start grinding for leaderboard. Like, I've been tentatively considering it myself. Like, that's the thing. Grind for the leaderboard is something I could do. I think the maths puts it at, like, 100 days straight for, like, 10 hours a day or something ridiculous like that. But it's still something, like, I could try for at some point. I don't know if it's worth the time, though. Content-wise, I mean, obviously, if you guys think that'd be something fun to watch, but I feel like it'd just be a lot of the same streams over and over again, which kind of get quite boring quite quickly. But yeah. Yeah, no. Grinding for the daily leaderboard isn't actually too difficult, especially on some random weekdays. Not many people play, and so it takes like 30 minutes, an hour maybe to get onto like pretty high position on the leaderboard, on the daily leaderboard at least. Global leaderboard's pretty much impossible to get onto, but like daily leaderboard's not too difficult. Yeah, jetpack. You get jetpack from doing Riley's quest in the back door, which is antenna level 12, I think. So you need to get through main hub, get through Ghost World, then get to backdoor, and then complete Riley's quest. It does reset after a rebirth, so if you are planning on just rebirthing Ghost Simulator, it's not really worthwhile to do. But it can be super helpful for like mobility in Ghost Simulator, doing obbies quickly, glitching out a map, which isn't super helpful, but you know, it's kind of fun. But yeah. But, yeah, I think the biggest problem about, like, new players, like, jetpack isn't, like, super helpful because it does reset on a rebirth. And most players at this point that don't know where to get jetpack generally need a rebirth too, so it's not really worthwhile for them to go for it. But yeah, it's a good perk. Alright, let's see. Doesn't look... Oh, wait. We have 3 minutes left. We'll go ahead and server hop really quickly. Ghost World and back. Yeah. Go look up, like... Oh, wow. That person has a lot of rebirths. That was, like, what, 30 rebirths I just saw? Man, that's... Yeah, it's kind of funny how many more people have more rebirths than me. Like, you'd think I play a decent amount. I don't actually play that much Ghost Simulator. Like, a lot of the times, these streams are, like, the only progression I make in Ghost Simulator. It's actually kind of bad. Like, off times, I know I should be playing some more Ghost Simulator just to prepare some stuff. But I generally just don't. Anyways, let's see. Yep, there's a mini king. As I said, there's almost always a mini king spawn whenever you hop into a main hub server. So, yeah. What do you do in your spare time? A lot of YouTube. A lot of watching random YouTube videos. A little bit of playing some other, like, Minecraft occasionally. Chess has been a recent game that I've been playing. Blame that one on YouTube, but yeah. No, that's generally what I do in my free time. I mean, occasionally, also a lot of Discord. I play some mobile games like Defenders of Texel Online and Brawl Stars. Brawl Stars is probably the big one that most of you guys know. That's generally what I do in my free time, is just kind of play some of those games. Defenders of Texel Online is kind of a remaster of an old game that not many people play. That kind of got discontinued, but yeah, it's kind of funny. Yeah, we're not going to do that one. Yeah, a lot of people end up playing Ghost Simulator for a little bit and then dying off. It's actually pretty normal to get, like, burned out of a game or something like that and end up leaving. We lost Cat. Cat decided to jump out of my lap. Guys, I am really bad at chess. Like, really bad at chess, guys. I mean, I'm good at blundering my queen, but other than that, not very great. Yeah, no, taking breaks from games when you get burnt out is actually perfectly normal, and I'd do it. I'd recommend doing it. I think the better strategy is just not to get burnt out, so don't play like too much of it. Take breaks. Don't play 5 hours at a time every day for weeks on end. Yeah, general stuff like that. You know, have goals set that you want to reach, but also breaks. But yeah. Alright, guys. So we've been grinding bosses for a little bit of time right now. I think the stream is about, where are we at? Like, an hour and a half now, long stream? Or almost 2 hours. Let me just show you guys, how much gems I have so far. We have 400 million gems. We have 500 million, basically. And we've been grinding for less than 2 hours. And a lot of that was spent on Fern. That's how easy it is to grind gems once you get a few Ecto Token Tycoons running. Some decent pets, you can just start grinding a lot of gems. Obviously, it's won't be quite enough for like getting a Cosmic Wing or anything like that. For that, I'll probably have to get Cosmic Wings and stats first, and maybe a few more rebirths before I can actually go for Cosmic Wings pretty consistently. But it is definitely a strategy. Alright, let's see. Almost always, as I said, almost always a Mini King spawn. You just need to find it. Only 3 spots that it spawns is in that desert, on that hill, and then over here in Junkyard. So not too hard to go find it. You only need to check a few spots. Looks like we just don't have one on this server. Alright. Huh? I'm trying to understand that sentence. Yeah, I generally don't friend people in from streams and stuff, just because like if I friend one person, like pretty much everyone's going to send me a friend request and want to be my friend, and then it just turns into a nightmare of me actually running out of friend slots or something, or reject or saying no to some people, which kind of just turns into a whole big deal. Like, why did you friend them and not me? And it becomes a problem. So I just generally say a blanket no to friend requests from streams. Obviously, if I'm not streaming and you send me a friend request, it's a little bit different because, I mean, no one will know if I accept or not. So it's kind of different that way. But generally speaking, I haven't really accepted any friend requests in like, I don't know, like 2 years or something. Like, I haven't changed friends or added or removed friends in like forever on Roblox. Just because like it isn't something I care too much about. My joins are almost always on though, so anyone can just go onto my Roblox profile and join whatever game I'm playing, generally. Obviously there are some problems when you talk about different areas of like main hub or not main hub in Ghost Simulator, or like other games that have different servers where you might not be able to join me, or if a server's full. But like, yeah, generally speaking, friend doesn't generally give too much better. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I technically had at one point a video on Brawl Stars on my channel. I think it's still up. It's not easy to find because it is just kind of a random video that no one really watched. But I think some people actually watched that video, and I think I revealed my Brawl Stars tag there, where some people were able to friend me or something, which was actually kind of funny. But yeah, no, Yeah, I don't know. The thing about Brawl Stars is I'm not super competitive, but I'm not competitive at all. I have like all the brawlers. I have all of them level 9. I don't believe in level 10 or 11 yet. I still do not believe in gadgets or gear. I don't believe in gear. I like gadgets. I still do not like gear at all in Brawl Stars. So every single one of my brawlers is just at level 9 perpetually. But yeah. Have I played Raft? I have not played Raft. Like a lot of the games that YouTube recommends, I generally never really play. It's generally only the games I like to play that I play. But yeah. Backdoor is bad. Yeah, Backdoor is kind of a nightmare. The best strategy for it really is once you get through it once, go ahead and grind for Glitchy Loot Gum once you have yourself maxed out. Because once you get yourself maxed out, it's quite easy to grind for Glitchy Loot Gum, and Glitchy Loot Gum will speed up your progress through Backdoor the next time by 4 times. So you pretty much, yeah, you get a huge time save. I know you have to spend some time to actually get gum, but like that the payoff there is like huge. Guys, it's hard to balance stuff. You guys gotta realize it's hard to release new brawlers into the game and make them balance. Like, you want to make stuff unique, but the problem with making stuff unique is it's really hard to know in advance how balanced it'll be for something as complicated as Brawl Stars. So you need a little bit of time for like players to actually play it with like in all areas. You need new players to know how to play it. You just need a whole lot of time for balancing to happen. And with Brawl Stars, a big thing is they can't just balance change like this, because it hurts like the competitive meta if they do too many balance changes, because people then people won't quite understand how like the meta is. It changes it up too much and just kind of causes some problems with like the end game of that. What am I doing? Oh, we're waiting here for the next event to come, I guess. Honestly, I don't think I've ever really played a game that I hate too much. Like, the general thing about games is if you guys don't like a game, you just don't play it. It is that easy. And like, if you do continue to play it and you hate it, like, that seems a little bit sus if you were playing something that you don't like to play. It just seems like you're lying or What? Cat's meowing if you guys can't hear that. It's quite loud. So I'm assuming you guys can hear that in the background. You may even be able to see her. But yeah. Yeah, I'm not generally super fond of a lot of like first-person shooters or other games like that. Yeah, generally speaking, I like this kind of Ghost Simulator type games where it's kind of more similar-esque, where you just kind of play to play to progress and stuff like that. Not really strategizing too much, just kind of playing for fun, I guess. Really, I don't know. Alright, guys. Doesn't look like a mini king has spawned yet, so we'll go ahead and server hop. Where... Alright, so you guys were able to hear the cat meow. That's good to know. It wasn't just me talking to myself. What video? I can't find it. Yeah, I mean... yeah, it's not a super prominent video. Hello! Welcome to stream. Yeah, currently we are kind of grinding bosses, somewhat for gems from Ecto Token converting, but also a little bit to get onto the leaderboard for today. I think right now we're like 7th or 8th on the leaderboard. Yeah, look at that, 7th. And we're just trying to get a little bit higher on the positions, maybe get up to top 5, maybe top 3 today. But yeah, it's just kind of a combination of getting gems, getting ectoplasm, and getting leaderboard position today. I mean, we could always go grab like another quest to do or something like that. Maybe start working on something like Billy, if you guys want to. We're not doing Billy this stream, guys. That was a joke. No, that is not how it works, guys. That's not... No, that's not how it works with cats and dogs. They're different species. Yikes. Anyways. Yeah, so we're kind of just grabbing main hub bosses, selling for ecto tokens using Glitchy, XGum, and Gum Hotkey, of course. But yeah. Well, you should do Ella. I mean, yeah, she's an option. Like, we also can do stuff like Rose and Morgan. We have a lot of quests that we could do, that I'm not going to do. Eventually, maybe we might go for like 100% overall game completion on this rebirth, maybe. I mean, the thing about that is, actually, maybe it won't be too hard to grab for. Thing about that is that it would require doing a lot of random quests, which, generally speaking, are way more difficult than they're worth. A lot of leveling up pets, for like Jilin and, Willin? No, not Willin. Jilin and Villain. Jilin and Villain. I think. I don't remember what those Illins' names are. But those are quests that we'd have to do for 100% game completion. I also remember there's actually something easier that we can do for game completion, which is go buy packs and vac sets, which is actually really easy for us to do. Like, just... and that might get us like 5 or 6... Or maybe not. Like 3 or 4% pretty quickly for that, so we might go ahead and do that. Do I have an alt channel? I do not have an alt channel on YouTube yet. I'm not really big enough for it to make sense. Like, the thing about having an alternate channel for YouTube is it only makes sense if it's earning you money, and if it has a separate enough content that doesn't make sense on your main channel. Which, right now, I'm not big enough to have an alt channel that would make me money. Like, you need 1,000 subscribers on a channel before it will make money. And right now, my main channel barely has 1,000. So it's not like super necessary to have an alt. Also, I don't really quite make enough content or enough different content for having an alternate to make sense. Like, anything I want to post, I'll just post here on my main. And if it doesn't get watches, oh well. Like, even my Minecraft content, like, no one really watches my Minecraft content, but it still gets, like, 10 or 20 views, 100 views or something like that, per video, even though no one watches it, so, yeah. Do I do Rowan if I rebirth, or no? Do Rowan if it's your first, if you haven't rebirthed yet, or you need to get Glitchy Loot Gum. If you already have a good supply of, like, 100 Glitchy Loot Gum, you don't need to do Rowan before you rebirth. But if you are planning on getting... If you don't have Glitchy Loot Gum, before you rebirth, do Rowan, do Riley, and grind for some Glitchy Loot Gum. Because, like, that will save you so much time on your next rebirth that it will be 100% worth it. I have 18. Is that good? Not quite enough. Basically, you want enough Glitchy Loot Gum on a rebirth to be able to spam through Glitchy Loot Gum all the way through Backdoor. Like, you guys know how long Backdoor takes? Divide that by 4... and then divide that by 2, and however many minutes that is, that's how many loot gums you need. So generally speaking, I think 50 if you have double items, and 100 if you don't, is generally how much you need for getting through Backdoor. Also, loot gums helpful for some areas like getting meteorites in the Area 51. Just, wow, okay. Whoops. We didn't use an X gum. I thought I hit T, I must not have. But yeah, no, you need to go grind loot gums before you rebirth. Yeah, let's see. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now. How far are we on the leaderboard? We might stop after we get in like 30 minutes or so once we get to like number 5 on the leaderboard. Ooh, that looks good. Yeah, like currently we're 7th. We're pretty close to 8th, and then we'll easily take over 5th. I mean, we may even decide... No, we're not going 2nd. 2nd's going... grinding a little bit too fast for us. But yeah, we'll probably go ahead and get like 5th or 4th. Maybe get 3rd. Any higher than that, probably not. But get a position on the leaderboard and then probably call it good for this stream. But yeah. We're already hit 500 subscribers on YouTube. I'm assuming you mean 1.5 thousand or 5,000. I mean, that's the thing about Q&A. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it might be a while before we do it, or we might end up doing it tomorrow just because I'm bored. We'll see. Yeah, we already have more than 500 subscribers. I know I did a Q&A at 750. It turned out decently enough. So, I mean, if you guys want a Q&A, you can always go watch that stream. Man, there is actually not a mini king there. That's surprising. Oh, rip. Yeah, no, phones, for some reason, my phone, whenever it gets down to 5%, it just goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, basically. It just immediately dies. But like 15 to 5% just takes forever. It's kind of nice. Yeah, no, my phone's currently plugged in. It is working as the webcam right now, so I can't check my phone camera. But it's probably at 100% battery life since it is plugged in. Pog question mark? Yeah, I don't really know. Let's see. Yeah, there's the mini king we need. We'll go ahead and grab it. Hopefully this time we remember to use X gum when we sell. Actually, do we have enchanted X gum? We do not have an enchanted X gum. All right. I was wondering if we could use an enchanted X gum just to get a little bit more currency. But we don't have any of that. I think we have like 1 or 2 enchanted. No, we don't have any enchanted loot gums. We have just some other random enchanted gums like 2 zoom gums, 2 vac gums, 3 nitro gums, 2 bunny gums, enchanted useless gum, enchanted good gum, and I think that's it with the enchanted gums. Yeah, that's the thing about enchanted gums. They're actually quite hard to grind for. Where are you going to get the Q&A questions from if you want to do it tomorrow? I would pull it from live chat. I'd pull it from the ongoing Q&A channel I have in my Discord server. But mainly from live chat. Like, let's be honest, I don't know which questions I answered in the Q&A channel. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, getting classifieds, like getting classifieds from the boss chests and loot bags, I generally don't worry about getting the classifieds grinding for them, because it's hard to get the classifieds when you want to grind, when you're trying to grind for them, but you'll get it eventually just from playing the game normally, so you might as well just stock up on those loot bags naturally, and then just whenever open them up, and you'll eventually get it, rather than trying to grind for it specifically. That's kind of why Grimm's classified in Grimm is actually quite nice. It's not like it's not easy to get, but like eventually you guys just end up getting loot bags and you'll open them up eventually, and you'll get it eventually. And you just don't need to worry about it. But yeah, no, getting a classified by like grinding for it that's from one of those loot bags is actually like really difficult. Yeah, it wasn't a Brawl Stars video generally. It was kind of a compilation of pretty much every game I played at that point, which included Minecraft, which included Defenders of Text Online, including Brawl Stars. I can't remember. It included I think it may have included Bee Swarm Sim. But yeah, it was just a general video where I was just kind of showing that I'd grinded quite a bit of stuff off stream on a lot of the games, and it was just kind of getting caught up on some of them. It didn't do super well, so it's probably one of my lesser watched videos. I think it did just slightly better than my Minecraft videos generally do. But yeah. Is it just me or is the Nintendo level 21's physical design quite bad compared... Ooh, look at that. Compared to, like, the 20s? That's the thing. When you go from Nintendo level 10 to 11, it actually becomes that same... It kind of does that same drop in how good it looks. And I think they're going to kind of do that same drop here, where they go from Nintendo level 20 to 21, and it drops in how good it looks. And then it'll just kind of look better and better as the Nintendo levels goes up. Because eventually we'll get Nintendo level 22, 23, probably up to Nintendo level 29 for sure. Maybe Nintendo level 30. I know for sure we'll get Nintendo level 29. But the thing is, since right now, the first world of the Remnant Zone started on Nintendo level 20 to access it, where it's generally main hub. You need Nintendo level 1 to access the forest, and you need Nintendo level 11 to access the swamps in backdoor. Instead of going up to 30, we'll only be going up to 29 with the normal area progression. They may add a new area right at the end with like a boss that you'll need another Nintendo upgrade for, which actually makes a little bit more sense than what they have currently. But yeah, it's still questionable. Still questionable in how those Nintendo levels will go, but we will have more Nintendo upgrades that will make the Nintendo look better. Although generally speaking, no one cares about what the Nintendo looks like. Alright. Went ahead and defeat this boss. We'll go ahead and sell. We have a minute. Do we want to? Nah. We'll just serve hop. Alright. I think we're probably up to 5th place right now. We'll probably grab like 5 or 6 more bosses, convert everything to gems. Actually, converting things to gems. We'll go ahead and convert our souls to gems. Yeah, we have nothing in souls. We got 5 million gems from all those souls. Yeah, we don't... That's the thing. Once you start speccing into a tycoon, all the other currencies kind of become worthless, which is kind of one of the reasons why you might want to go for Pet Evo, is because all your currencies are fine-ish, but like all you really need is one currency to be good. So, yeah, it's all right. So we should probably. This is a server we were just. Nope. Yep. See, look. There's a mini king. We'll go ahead and grab it. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a random video. Probably not really worth trying to find, but it does exist. And so that kind of happened. Alright, let's... let's see. Yeah, once we defeat this boss, we'll go ahead and check out how much, where we're on the leaderboard. Flex our, top position, and then go convert. Now, we'll grab a few more bosses before converting, but, we won't be grabbing too many more when it comes to, bosses. We'll probably get, like, 3 or 4 more bosses, and then, call it there for the stream. Yeah, we have now over 1.1 thousand crate keys, which which is just ridiculous, guys, to have this many crate keys, I feel like. Oh, nice. Getting a glitchy Rift Gum, like, is super good. I actually, at some point, I need to grind myself one, just so I can get, like, a few billion gems. But yeah, no, getting a glitchy Rift Gum is super good. It's probably it's insane. I did a rebirth today and I'm 11th on the leaderboard. Well, yeah, no, generally, as I said, grind for the leaderboard is actually quite easy to do. Like, it takes, like, maybe an hour, maybe 2 of grinding to get onto the leaderboard. Like, some days it's better than others. Like, some days you might be able to do 30 minutes of time and, we can grab this, guys. This is just, like, a free boss, fill up. But yeah. POV, you have an enchanted Rift Gum? Now, anyone with an enchanted Rift Gum could probably, really quickly just go trade for, like, a Cloud Wave or something silly like that. I don't know exactly what's worth. It's definitely worth less than a Cloud Wave, but I'm sure someone with a Cloud Wave might end up giving it for it. I think the best option, though, would probably, most likely option would be, like, a full team of Cosmic Wings pretty easily from, like, an endgame person, which I think is still probably overpay, for how good it is. Like, Cosmic Wings are, like, all you're getting from an Enchanted Rift Gum is going to be Cosmic Wings, but, like, I'm fairly sure you can get quite a bit of Cosmic Wings with an Enchanted Rift Gum. Maybe only, like, 3 or 4, but, maybe not quite 6. But, yeah, no, it's... Enchanted Rift Gum's rarer than it is usable right now. Yeah. That's the thing about RNG. Sometimes you can turn in, like, 1 or 2 gums and get something ridiculous like a Rift Gum. Or turn into another low amount, like getting 500. Other times, you can go through, like, 5,000 or 6,000 and not get anything. It's really just up to RNG and what your luck wants to be like that day. Which is kind of annoying if you're grinding for it. But really nice if you aren't grinding for it and you accidentally stumble onto it. That's the thing. That's the thing. The Lucky Gum and Lucky Boost don't actually affect the pet crates. So the only way that you actually get better, you can actually grind for dev classifieds better, is by getting more keys per boss fight, which is by getting the double boss drops or the boss gum, or if they ever decide to add a double drops event back, which I don't think they ever should do. I think double drops is just broken and should not exist. But they might. But yeah, those are really the only ways to get a dev classified faster. In terms of keys, you need about 1,000 keys, I think. It's probably a little higher, like 1 in 5k for maybe 1 in 2.5k seems about right, in my opinion. But like, I would start with 1 in 1k, 1,000 keys, just to start off with. Maybe go up to 2.5 thousand or 2,000 or something if you want. But that's the thing. As I said, RNG can be really weird, especially with dev classifieds, because it is so hard for everyone to just grind for it. Like, it takes the same amount of time, like me and someone with like the OP pets to grind a final boss. As long as you know how to grind it, you're doing pretty much the same time every time, and you have the double boss drops and glitchy gum constantly running, you're getting the same keys. So it's pretty hard to grind for it, like, as one person, but other people can just get random keys and then just get randomly, just by getting good RNG on one crate that they open or something like that. So, it really depends. Like, I think there's people that have gone through 5k crates, dev classified crates, without getting it, and then there's other people that have gotten, like, the first 20 or something ridiculous like that, and then gotten, like, 3 more in their next 8,000. So it's a lot of it's up to luck. Yeah. What is the dev crate that you get the planet classified? Look it up on the wiki. All that is information's on the wiki. It might take a little bit of time to find, but generally speaking, go search the developer crates. If you want to find that information, it'll have a list of them. You can click through them, but yeah. All right. Yeah, it's either from Jovens or Diddy's, I know. I know Coven K and Mackie have the tree and the butterfly. Goro has the Pyrus. But Exoplanet and whatever the other one is, I don't remember. I don't know where they're at. How close are you to leaderboard? To global leaderboard, I am impossibly far behind. Like, I bet pretty much 8 trillion ectoplasm. I would need to multiply that by 7, which is, this is like 2.5, 3 years of work or something ridiculous like that. Worth the time to get this much ectoplasm. So it's actually like, it's going to be impossible for me to get onto the global leaderboard. I'm, as I said, like 50 trillion behind. In terms of daily leaderboard, though, I am like 5th placer currently, which honestly, daily leaderboard doesn't matter though. So, you know, you guys shouldn't really care about that. But yeah, here I'm a ways behind. These numbers are big, and this number is not. I think I was doing the math at one point, and it would take me like 100 days straight at like 10 hours a day to get onto the leaderboard, which is just ridiculous. Like, no one should be spending that long. But yeah. Yeah, currently my pet stats, these are my total stats. 3,000 vacuum, 1,200 pack, which is kind of what matters for this currency cell. Or no, yeah, currency cell. But like in terms of pets, currently I have 1, 2, 3, 4 divines, which all have the same pet stats, which I don't recommend getting, and then a mini Dutchman and a mini final for my other 2 pet stats, which are actually quite a bit worse. But yeah, that's what I'm doing pet stats wise. Pet stats don't actually help you grind leaderboard faster in Ghost Simulator. I know a lot of people have that misconception, including some of the developers of the game. They're like, pet stats might break the leaderboard. They actually don't affect it too much. Like, the main way that people get onto these leaderboards is by grinding bosses, and since like this is how much you get per boss, there's not too much increase. Not too many ways to increase that. But yeah, right now we're sitting at a comfortable 3rd place. We'll go ahead and serve off and grab a few more bosses just to get a little bit more of a gap, because right now we're 1 boss away from getting kicked into 4th. But yeah. What is the stats of the Cheshire Creeps? I don't actually have it equipped as a pet for stats. It's just kind of a cosmetic right now. I was showing it off during one stream or something, or during a video, and I haven't adjusted it to something else yet. But I'm pretty sure it's the new godly stat norm, with 150 or 145 and 90, I think. Are we alone during a race? That's kind of funny. Alright, guys, we better get first on this race. Otherwise, I'm just bad. Guys, we literally just can't not get first. Yeah, there's no classified dev boards, which I think is for the best, just because, like, really the only reason these classified dev pets have are like good or because of their stats. And so if you take that away by just having boards or something, that'd just be bad. Anyways, Cheshire Crepey Cat, let's see. I'm pretty, yeah, this is, 145, 55. This is the new normal for Godly Pet stats that they've started to release. It has the same stats as Abyss, same stats as, let's see, where's the other new one? Yeah, Pickles Jr. These all have the same stats at 145. It's a little bit higher than the 123, 47 that we used to have. But yeah, it's not, and also a little bit higher than the 101 that we had before that. But yeah, it's just a standard, pretty standard Godly stat. Not super usable because stuff like Lucky Cats are super easy to get. I don't actually have one of those stats to show off, I guess, but yeah. Just trust me that there's better stats to get easier, so you don't need to worry about them, stat-wise. Yeah, races are kind of buggy when it comes to the time. I know sometimes I like do the same race and I get like a 3-second discrepancy between my times. Like I know they aren't like perfectly the same because I'm not like a macring or anything, but like there's a lot of lag problems. The server can starts the timer differently. It's just kind of weird. So races are kind of jank when it comes to timing. They also used to have an old timing method, which was worse. Where they where it was a lot more dependent on lag, where you could get like a 25-second or something ridiculous like that completion. Used to be able to use gum during a race for some reason, which allowed you to get like a 10-second race completion, which was crazy. But yeah, there's a lot of problems. There were a lot of problems with the race. There still are. It's a little bit better now, but yeah. Did you have to be happy after you have to? Yeah, once someone told me that bento board crafting recipe, it was super nice. I was kind of struggling on that one like forever during that stream. And I kind of was giving up on it. It wasn't on the wiki. It wasn't too difficult. Like, I had the correct ideas for the crafting recipe. But unfortunately, I didn't ever really put all of them together. But yeah, it needs to be a little bit more specific, I feel like, for people to actually be able to discover it. It wasn't quite as bad as the puzzles in Ghost Simulator, but if the recipes continue to get harder and harder, it's going to be a lot more annoying. What do I do when I get bored of Ghost Simulator? Because I'm only at Rebirth 2. Okay, nope. Not right now. Yeah, I don't know what is with YouTube and bots. Like, I probably should get, I know there's some bots that you can add to, like, YouTube live streams, that can do some auto modding and stuff like that. I feel like that might be a little bit too much to set up right now. But yeah, let's get rid of that. That was, no. Anyways, yeah, let's see. Can we get, guys, yeah, we are currently quite high on this list. I'm not going to be going running out these guys. These guys are insane right now. They're probably grinding for a higher position on the leaderboard now that the stuff's been reset. But yeah. Alright, we'll go ahead and do one more server hop, get another 100 million gems or so, and then convert all of our currency to gems and probably end the stream somewhat soon. Maybe 2 more bosses depending on what the timer is looking like when we head back to main hub. Alright, let's go see if we can find a mini king really quick. Hopefully there's one spawned. Where's the key fragment at the construction site? There. Yeah. I've done these find items for like rebirths way too much, so I kind of just have like everywhere memorized at this point for find items. Like I don't even need to think about it. The only problem is when I'm sometimes doing a rebirth, I get a quest. I'm completely like oblivious to chat, and I just go, I beeline to the wrong find item, and I'm just kind of like, wait, why am I here? And then I have to go readjust and go to the correct find item. But it's kind of funny how much autopilot happens during a rebirth once you understand how to do it. Like once you know where stuff are, it's just kind of funny how much you autopilot. Like same thing goes with like driving and stuff. It's kind of, I know most of you guys probably don't drive yet, but driving is so much autopilot. It's kind of bad. Yeah, we'll go ahead and finish this boss, and probably just sell and then convert all of our currency, see where we're at gem-wise, and probably call it for the stream. But yeah. Yeah, oh, nice job. Getting back up to antenna level 20 is really nice after rebirth. And yeah, checking out the new zone is going to be kind of fun. There isn't actually too much new content at the new zone right now. Like a lot of it's going to be stuff that's going to be added later. The crafting recipes are kind of fun. And the, yeah, crafting recipes is about it. Currently, that's, good. The new packs of axe are nice. Like, once we get the next update, which is going to be happening like a week and a half now, it's going to be insane, this new area. But yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, checking Wiki for a lot of the information on Ghost Simulator is probably your best bet. It has a lot of the information most people search for. Stats for most of the pets that you want to care about. Lets you know what classifieds are and godlies are, and how you can get stuff, where you get stuff from, what event stuff is from where. It's just super good in general for finding information. I use it a lot. Mainly because I'm one of the editors and I actually know how to use it. But yeah, learning how to use the wiki is like super helpful for a game. Alright, we'll go ahead and convert all of these now. We do need to do 2 converts. 2 converts. And we are now at almost 600 million gems, which is, I think, enough for a Hailstorm, I think, gem-wise. And I don't know for certain, but I feel like that's the case. Another thing I'll go do is go buy all of these packs and backs from here, just for a little bit of game completion while we're sitting here. Oh yeah, we do need Ecto tokens for that. Oh, that's not a boss. It's a... Alright, we'll go ahead and grab some of these. Oh wow, yeah, we bought a lesser vacuum. Alright, whatever, that should be enough to buy all the vacuums. Ooh. There we go. And now we'll buy the packs. We're doing this for a little bit of game completion. I think this gives a little bit of game completion. And if it doesn't, I might as well make a note of that on like the wiki or something. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, now we own all of them. We'll go ahead and re-equip the ones from the Revenant Zone really quick, and then check out our game completion percent. Is the new quest in the new zone worth it? It actually doesn't give you anything yet. It doesn't even give you a pet. I don't think it gives you a board. I think it's mainly event bait. I think it's worth doing for a lot of it is because of the lore it gives. But yeah, it is definitely a quest. It does take a while to do, but it does have you upgrade your antenna, grab ghosts, so a lot of stuff you'd already need to be doing, so it's kind of fine that way. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, oh, look at that, guys. We just got 7% game completion. Just like that. That's actually insane. I wasn't thinking we'd get that much just by buying some packs and boards. We'll go ahead and do the same thing, I guess, to the back door. I think I already have all the ones from Ghost World done. But I might as well come here, grab some more packs and backs, or disruptors and batteries, and get like 93% or something insane. on our game completion. I didn't realize these were worth so much of your game completion. I thought it was mainly in quests, but yeah. Yeah, well, let's see how this goes. Maybe we can get up to, like, maybe we might actually be able to get up to 100% pretty easily. We'll see. Let's joop. All right. 1. Oh wow, we already had bought a lot of these. All right, don't need any more of those. All right, we'll purchase that. Purchase that. All right, there you go. We'll go back to the void. All right, how are we at? Yeah, we're up to 93% now. Wasn't quite as huge as I was thinking it would be. But is there going to be a recipe 8? Yeah, almost as certainly they're going to be adding, like, on average 1 recipe an update. Like, they already added 2 new recipes in the last update, even though it was a small update. So I'd imagine we'll be getting about average of 1 recipe an update. Probably getting up to, like, probably up until we get, like 15 or so recipes, which is just an insane amount of crafting to do. And if I have to find out every single recipe the same way I had to figure out this bento board, it's actually going to be a pain. I already do live streams, guys. Like, that's like the silliest question. All right, let's go re-equip our packs. There we go. We'll grab those, and then we'll go back to Remnant Zone to grab those again. But yeah. I think we're missing 7% on game completion. I think a lot of that's going to be quests. We're missing Jillian, Villain, Billy, Allie, Liz, all the second arc ones that reset on a rebirth. Yeah, we might do a grind stream where we get 100% game completion at some point. But for now, I think this is going to be it for this live stream. We got quite a bit done. We got third on the daily leaderboard. Probably going to get pushed off pretty soon, but we did manage to get there. But yeah. Yeah, I think we'll be ending the stream now. I know a lot of you guys like these live streams to go a little bit longer. Generally speaking, I'm fine with you doing 5-hour live streams. But I think today we're going to cut it a little bit shorter just because I don't know if there's too much else I have planned I could do in this live stream. But yeah, I will thank you guys for coming out. It's actually always nice to have people in live chat talking, answering questions. I know you guys probably asking questions is probably something you guys enjoy doing because you guys get answers. But I love when people ask questions because it gives me something to talk about. Gives me a clear path forward to engage with you guys. It's just really nice. But anyways, I'll see you guys. It might be a while before I see you guys next. I'm going on actually vacation for a little bit. So it might be like a 2 weeks or something break between the next time I post a video or something like that, which is probably going to be quite bad. But with that said, I will I'll see you guys then. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out.